Attention gamers. If there's one thing that League of Legends players enjoy more than telling each other to kill themselves, it's watching new players try to play the game.
Okay, sit in this bush. If they come to me, I'm gonna run to you, okay?
Okay. And which buttons is Q, W, E, R? Which one's better?
Press them all.
The cozy backseat is just where League players are most comfortable. Mostly because they are too stupid or violent to actually drive, but the bottom line is this game just isn't new player friendly.
Oh dude, look at it, look, wait!
Even if you ignore the cancerous taint known as the community, the game itself is not beginner friendly, and even returning players struggle as maybe they took a break when their favorite Scion looked like this, and now any guides are recommending you purposely die on him because that's what this Belgium waffle does. And then there's new species on the map, eggs to buy, and everything one-shots everything, which can be overwhelming. Which is why I want to introduce Timber, a friend who is new to the game.
Tells his beam. Ah, they're teleporting. They're teleporting.
You see, Timber's not a novice to the old video games. He leads my guild on WoW, does some nerdy PoE shit, and has the dexterity of a gaming god.
Guy's version of the fucking Druid Saints Lord on the fluter.
It's a right now, weird.
But he's always avoided the trenches of self-hatred and anger issues that come from League of Legends, so today I figure we could all enjoy one of his first experiences on the Rift in a match we played together that turned out to be the most intense game I've had in ages. And you can immediately tell by his comms the vast level of experience he's about to bring to the table.
I'm gonna leash red, and then I'm gonna go to this fucker, and then I'm gonna go to this fucker.
Before pathing in a way that might put him on world record pace for fastest first clear. It turns out the other jungler had a bit of spare time after their clear to give him a quick visit, and it's evident he wasn't expecting guests.
Alright.
But just to add some lore to this shit fest of a game you are about to see, I was the ADC and my seemingly AFK support was the one hand holding this flamboyant dumbass in comms instead of watching his own lane, which definitely was needed, but it left my Logan Paul looking ass in a predicament where the supports decided to give us right clickers some alone time, and let's just say I wasn't going to waste my 7 seconds in heaven with this wide-hip thick chick, so there was a happy ending to our first encounter. We then get word that a grape-flavored popsicle is going rogue mid, so we decide to hit a quick rotation, but the instructions weren't clear for everyone.
And it canceled my
Let's go die! Zombie wet hooves!
worth.
Luckily I snuck a little flash fizzler tickler in the mix to make it an even trade. But like a true savant, he was already prepping for the next one.
Alright, ready for this? The gank of a lifetime.
But you know what they say. The best time to contest an objective is 10 seconds after the enemy team already took it and you are more outnumbered than a young Riley Reid on a casting couch.
I'm so
Oh, I tried to live for you, but that guy just smashed me into like the Shadow Realm for a second there.
But it's just a confidence issue is what we are thinking, so we tell him we'll set up a gank for him to get his momentum going bot. But he had different ideas of what that meant. And you can always tell when someone isn't a League player because they actually take the blame.
No, that's on me.
That said, League players are like virgin greasy bloodhounds in that they can just smell new blood on the rift, so unfortunately his reputation of being a free sack of cash to claim is attracting some unwanted attention.
Alright, so Paul, if you were to recommend a champion to learn to play jungle on better, who would it be?
Probably Jarvan.
Yeah, you're speaking a bunch of jargon to me, that's for sure.
And at this point I know if I want to give Timber a good first experience, I am going to have to sweat my blonde dick off to capitalize on any carbonated cases, because I know on the other side of the map things aren't going to be going as well.
I'm fucking dead for this guy.
I'm coming fine.
We then rotate for a Drake, hoping a WoW player is better at PvEing, but red flags are present.
Yeah, they're coming.
This leaves just me alone, forced to act like I don't know those guys out of pure embarrassment, but they are insistent on following me and flaming me for my choice in friends group. But let's just say my plan to lure them into danger works like a charm, and we get a kill off the back end from it. But I'm not done. You see, growing up my mom's book club always called me the master of bait, or the masturbator for short, and clearly these bot lane butt buddies never discussed to kill a mockingbird with my Aunt Kathy, or they would know I had a fucking fox in the shrubs the whole time. So I think it's safe to say they won't be questioning the power of the masturbator again after that experience. We are now just getting our nipples chafed together in the enemy forest when we decide to peel out before shit gets frosty and my bursty boys are starting to hurt, but not all fights were looking good for us. I did slap a skelly, but the ghost of Timber's frozen feeding past is half my health before I get gang banged like a frat house fleshlight, and 18 minutes into the game 1 ace shouldn't be the end as they push in, but someone doesn't realize he has respawned and is just sitting in fountain.
Game, actually.
I think we
There's so
lose.
many little void
Wait,
minions.
Ty's
What the
up.
fuck?
Wait, where's Ty? What the fuck is Ty doing?
I'm sorry. No, fuck, dude. The fact that it doesn't tell you, like, hey, you're alive now. I fucking accidentally AFK at the
When your whole
level
screen turns a different color.
So we pucker our asses and just barely defend off a defeat, and with an exposed nexus before the 20-minute mark, things are looking bleak, but we have the power of new players who haven't learned how to tilt yet.
Okay, the one thing I can definitely attest for is that I'm absolutely trying my best.
And holding hands singing Kumbaya and talking about how hard we're trying is great, but Icy Ivy has enough gold to start her own international currency, and it's on he who wields the foam finger to make sure she doesn't get out of control because we have enough other problems to deal with.
Baron is up.
Hell's this beam? Ah, they're teleporting. They're teleporting.
Go, 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 go. Fight him.
He says, what's this beam?
So while some of us are tabbed out reading about summoner spells, I am doing my best Michael Vick impersonation before hurting the other pups out of the ring until Lantern Larry gets the confidence to go full-blown Steve Irwin, so we get our Stingray on and make it a worthwhile fight. But I wasn't going to be done until I proved my ADC superiority in a bare knuckle mock Gora with their team's resident right clicker. That was so the next time a team fight breaks out and Ty manages to ult almost exclusively empty space in a sea full of enemies, we can still capitalize on the one dumb dog he did hit. But some of us have to recall and defend against super minions ding dong ditching our nexus, while others are struggling to find their way back to base and are instead asking the enemy to send them back instead.
What are they, 5 minutes, 3 minutes?
Dude, to be honest, I'm having a great time.
That said, it's all hands on deck when a turret is in trouble because the enemy is now spawning Little Courage the cowardly dog villain looking assistants to melt them, so I develop a crush for Thresh, and like Beyonce once said, I shoulda put a ring on it, which I do before ordering a combo meal. Get back to base bitch biggie bag before playing like a pussy to prevent any wild butterfrees from impregnating me. And I'm confident, like a true gamer, old Timber will eventually start to contribute.
The top side. Oh, we got 2v1.
This results in a single freeze pop taking down 2 players on my team, so I know I need to tread carefully when firing little fizzler ticklers at her, or I too will be Queen Elsa of Arendelle's next little bitch. The game is now turning into one giant round of whack-a-mole, as you can see the enemy knowing they are one stellar backdoor away from clutching this incredible intense normal draft game, as each one is making the same mistakes, but despite their issues, we still had our weaknesses to overcome.
What the fuck?
No way she got out.
Where the fuck? How did that fucking happen? He just like slingshot.
That said, in the midst of a barren pit circle jerk, we peel off and rely on our foxy hottie of a mid laner to charm the shit out of Icy Ivy, who in turn goes full-blown Austin Powers, which only delays the inevitable. This opens the door for Ty to do his thing.
Go in, go in, go in, go in. Spell this low.
Got her.
Good job, Ty.
Bubble on asses, bubble on asses.
And then we finish them off one by one until it's just the wide-hipped little grape-stained shitter thinking her little super turret is going to protect her, but little does she know Amazon Prime delivers bananas to any location on the map. But despite my triumphs, I make the fatal mistake of being an ADC alone anywhere on the map, which launches a scene that I've seen in my nightmares many a times, knowing damn well that my own capabilities won't overcome a ghosting 400 stack Gnosis. My death opens the door for the enemy to start Baron, but that just means it was time for our hero, the headless brainless horseman, to make waves and buy us time until I returned with a foam finger vengeance to take them out, while Ty decided he would just babysit the raging wiener in the pit.
Try and kill the thing. Oh fuck! I was trying to get smite.
The plan now is for me to stay on the offensive and try to get some pressure on the map, which is going well, while our faithful Steve will stay back and defend against split pushes, and after the initial encounter with Snoop Dogg, he probably should call in backup.
Yeah, he's scary as fuck.
We back.
No, we're fine.
So just.
I'm backing.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, come back.
Chalk blind me.
So we make the trip back, and with the help of me coming in to do nothing but steal the kill from the alligator who had been playing patty cake with him for like 3 minutes. Luckily their jungler was missing just as many brain cells as ours, so we got in position to get our Kendrick Lamar on in this bitch, and seeing as I know I would be focused on more than a pair of tits and a low-cut top, I appropriately brought my Jesus Christ on Easter Sunday outfit so that I could come back to life, but not everyone was so lucky.
Okay, well.
We kept finding their players on their team more confusingly out of place than Kanye performing at a bar mitzvah, which was slowly turning the tides of the battle, but we were vulnerable to a backdoor and needed everyone to help defend it.
You got her, Scoop? Maybe not.
No.
I came in only to be turned into a freeze pop while wondering what exactly Ty was doing, but I thought in time she greeted the Nexus stayed up and we were in a position to make an epic comeback as long as there were no more dumb deaths.
Velvet spot again. Velvet spot again.
Yeah, I checked that with my face. Fuck.
My grubby fingers were chafing hard in this foam finger with the amount of sweat going on as we stayed out of Ice Cube range and took her down, while Ty continued to make sure the enemy remained well nourished and fed for the next fights. But we had Elder and Big Dragon Pukes were just exterminating their team, so one more base to stop the bug from backdooring, and with an exposed Nexus for over 20 minutes we defied the odds and gave this new player a good experience he will remember forever.
Dude, I'm gonna give that to Paul because he stayed cool.
So go to his stream to applaud him for being someone that can enjoy himself while going 2-18, and I'll see you in the next one.
What's nice is I only got a D-.